Yes, there is an interview associated with the marriage green card process. After you submit your application and your supporting documents, you and your spouse may be called to the USCIS office to meet with an immigration officer to go over your application and to be interviewed. During the interview, the USCIS officer will assess the authenticity of your relationship, of your marriage, by asking you a series of questions. And the purpose is to determine whether your marriage is genuine and to also determine that you did not enter into the marriage for the purpose of securing immigration benefits. So what can you expect during the interview process? The immigration officer will be verifying your identity and the documents that you provided. So you and your spouse want to bring originals of your identification documents, such as your passport, your birth certificates, marriage certificates, and any documents that you submitted with your application. The officer is also going to want to know information about your relationship. So they're going to ask you questions about how you met, details about your relationship, and this is just basically to, again, test the authenticity of the relationship. Depending on how the interview is going, the officer may separate you and your spouse, and the purpose of this is to basically test to see if your answers are consistent. So it's very important to make sure that you guys are providing truthful and consistent responses regarding your relationship. And if this happens, it's typically because they suspect that there might be fraud in the relationship. During the interview, the officer is also going to review your documents, right? So they're going to review your application and the supporting evidence that you provided, such as joint financial statements, letters and affidavits from family and friends, pictures of you together, and any supporting documents that you provided with your application. The officer may ask you questions about your background, including your criminal history or any previous immigration violations that you might have. Remember, the immigration interview is not meant to intimidate you, but to ensure the integrity of the immigration process. So it's very important for you and your spouse to prepare for the interview, go over all of your documents, and most importantly, work with an immigration attorney who will be able to advise you and guide you on the best way to prepare for the marriage-based green card interview. As of today, USCIS is waiving certain marriage-based green card interviews. So if you're considering applying for this process, I recommend working with an attorney to make sure that you put together a very strong packet, a strong application, so that you might be one of the lucky couples who has their marriage green card interview waived. If you have any questions, give us a call.